Good morning. How y'all doing? This morning I'm gonna read from the book of Joshua, and hope y'all are doing good. I'm doing good, and book of Joshua, chapter 17, verse 1. But the children of Israel committed a trespass in the accused thing for Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabadi, the son of Zareh of the tribe of Judah, took off the accursed thing, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against the children of Israel. And Joshua sent men after Jericho to Ai, which is beside Bethaven on the east of Bethel, and spake unto them, saying, Go up and view the country. And the men went up and viewed Ai. And they returned to Joshua and said unto him, Let not all the people go up, but let about 2,000 and 3,000 men up and smite Ai, and make it not all the people to labor there, for they are put few. So there went up hither of the people about 3,000 men, and they fled before the men of Ai. And the men of Ai smote of them about 36 men, for they chased them from before the gate even unto Sheraim, and smote them in the growing down, wherefore the hearts of the people melted and became as water. And Joshua rent his clothes and fell to the earth upon his face before the ark of the Lord, until the eventide he and the elders of Israel, and put dust upon their heads. And Joshua said, Alas, O Lord God, wherefore hast thou at all brought this people over Jordan to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites and destroy us? Would to God we have been contented and dwelt on the other side of Jordan. O Lord, what shall I say when Israel turn their backs before their enemies? For the Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land shall hear of it, and shall environ us around, and cut off our home name from the earth. And what wilt thou do unto thy great name? And the Lord said unto Joshua, Get thee up, wherefore liest thou thus upon thy face? Israel hath sinned, and they have also transgressed my covenant which I commanded them. For they have even taken off the accused thing, and have also stolen and dissembled also, and they have put it even among their own stuff. Therefore the children of Israel cannot stand before their enemies, but turn their backs before their enemies, because they were accused. Neither will I be with you any more, except ye destroy the accused from among you. Up, sanctify the people, and say, Sanctify yourself against tomorrow, for thus saith the Lord of God of Israel, This is an accursed thing in the midst of thee, O Israel, thou canst not stand before thine enemies until ye take away the accursed thing from among you. In the morning therefore ye shall be brought according to your tribes, and it shall be that the tribe which the Lord taketh shall come according to the families thereof, and the families which the Lord shall take shall come by households, and the household which the Lord shall take shall come man by man. And it shall be that he that is taken with the accursed thing shall be burnt with fire, he and all that he hath, because of he hath transgressed the covenant of the Lord, and because he hath wrought folly in Israel. So Joshua rose up early in the morning and brought Israel by their tribes, and the tribe of Judah was taken. And he brought the family of Judah, and he took the family of the Zerahites, and he brought the family of the Zerahites man by man, and Zebediah was taken. And he brought his household man by man, and Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabadi, the son of Zarai of the tribe of Judah was taken. And Joshua said unto Achan, My son, give, I pray thee, glory to the Lord God of Israel, and make confession unto him, and tell me now what thou hast done. Hide it not from me. And Achan answered Joshua and said, Indeed, I have sinned against the Lord God of Israel, and thus have I done. When I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonish garment, and 200 of shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight, then I coveted them and took them. And behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and a silver under it. So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran unto the tent, and behold, it was hid in the tent, and a silver under it. And they took them out of the midst of the tent, and brought them unto Joshua, unto all the children of Israel, and laid them out before the Lord. And Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan the son of Zeri, and the silver, and the garment of the wedge of gold, and his sons and his daughters, and his oxen, and his asses, and his sheep, and his tent, and all that he had, and they brought them into the valley of Achor. And Joshua said, Why hast thou troubled us? The Lord shall trouble thee this day. And all Israel stoned with him with stones, and burned him with fire after they had stoned him with stones. And they raised over him a great heap of stones unto this day. So the Lord turned from the fierceness of his anger, wherefore the name of that place was called the Valley of Achor unto this day. Chapter 8, verse 1. And the Lord said unto Joshua, Fear not, neither be thou dismayed. Take all the people of war with thee, and rise, go up to Ai. See, I have given into thy hand the king of Ai, and his people, and his city, and his land. And thou shalt do to Ai and her king as thou didst unto Jericho, and her king only spoil thereof, and the cattle thereof shall ye take for a prey unto yourselves. Lay thee an ambush for the city behind it. So Joshua arose, and all the people of war, to go up against Ai. And Joshua chose out 30,000 mighty men of value, and set them away by night. And he commanded them, saying, Behold, ye shall lie in wait against the city, even behind the city. Go not very far from the city, but be ye all ready. And I and all the people that are with me will approach unto the city, and it shall come to pass, when they come out against us, as at the first, that we will flee before them. For they will come out after us till we have drawn them from the city. For they will say, They flee before us as at first, therefore we will flee before them. Then ye shall rise up from the ambush, and seize upon the city, for the Lord your God will deliver it into your hand. And it shall be, when ye have taken the city, that ye shall set the city on fire. According to the commandment of the Lord shall ye do. See, I have commanded of you. Joshua therefore sent them forth, and they went to lie in ambush and abode between Bethel and Ai, on the west side of Ai. But Joshua lodged that night among the people. And Joshua rose up early in the morning, and numbered the people, and went up, and he and the elders of Israel, before the people to Ai. And all the people, even to the people of war that were with him, went up and drew nigh, and came before the city, and pitched on the north side of Ai. Now there was a valley between them and Ai. And he took about 5,000 men, and set them to lie in ambush between Bethel and Ai, on the west side of the city. And when they had set the people, even all the host that was in the north of the city, and their liers and wait, and in the west of the city, Joshua went that night into the midst of the valley. And it came to pass, when the king of Ai saw it, that they hastened and rose up early, and the men to the city went out against Israel to battle, he and all his people, at a time appointed before the plain. But he wist not that there was liers in ambush against him behind the city. And Joshua and all Israel made as they were beaten before them, and fled by the way of the wilderness. And all the people that were in Ai were called together to pursue after them. And they pursued after Joshua, and were drawn away from the city. And there was not a man left in Ai or Bethel that went not out after Israel. And they left the city open, and pursued after Israel. And the Lord said unto Joshua, Stretch out the spear that is in thy hand toward Ai, for I will give it unto thine hand. And Joshua stretched out the spear that he had in his hand toward the city, and the ambush arose quickly out of the place, and they ran as soon as he had stretched out his hand. And they entered into the city and took it, and hastened and set the city on fire. And when the men of Ai looked behind them, they saw, and behold, the smoke of the city ascended up to the heaven. They had no power to flee this way or that way. And the people that fled to the wilderness turned back upon the pursuers. And when Joshua and all his Israel saw that the ambush had taken the city, and that the smoke of the city ascended, then they turned again and slew the men of Ai and the other issues out of the city against them. So they were in the midst of Israel, some on this side and some on that side, and they smote them, so that they let none of them remain or escape. And the king of Ai they took alive and brought him to Joshua. And it came to pass, when Israel had made an end of slaying all the inhabitants of Ai in the field in the wilderness wherein they chased them, and when they were all fallen on the edge of the sword, till they were consumed, that all the Israelites returned unto Ai, and smote it with the edge of the sword. So it was that all that fell that day, both of the men and women, were 12,000, and even all the men of Ai. For Joshua drew not his hand back, wherewith he stretched out his spear, until he had utterly destroyed all the inhabitants of Ai. On the cattle and the spoil of the city of Israel took for a prey unto themselves, according unto the word of the Lord, which he commanded Joshua. And Joshua burnt Ai, and made it an heap forever, even a dissolution unto this day. And the king of Ai he hanged on the tree until eventide, and as soon as the sun was down, Joshua commanded that they should take his carcass down from the tree, and cast it at the entering of the gate of the city, and raise thereon a great heap of stones that remaineth unto this day. And Joshua built an altar unto the Lord God of Israel in the Mount Ebal. And Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded the children of Israel, as is written in the book of law of Moses, an altar of hewn, the stones over which no man hath lifted up any iron, and they offered therein burnt offerings unto the Lord, and sacrificed peace offerings. And he wrote there upon the stones a copy of the law of Moses, which he wrote in the presence of the children of Israel. And all Israel and their elders and officers and their judges stood on this side and the ark, and on that side before the priests of the Levites, which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, as well the stranger as he that was born among them, half of them over against Mount Gerizim, and half of them over against Mount Ebal, as Moses the servant of the Lord had commanded before, that they should bless the people of Israel. And afterward he read all the words of the law, the blessings and cursings, according to all that is written in the book of the law. There was not a word of all that Moses commanded, which Joshua read not before all the congregation of Israel, with the women and the little ones and the strangers that were conversed among them. Chapter 9, verse 1. And it came to pass, when all the kings which were on this side of Jordan, in the hills and in the valleys and in all the coast of the great sea over against Lebanon, the Hittite and the Amorite and the Canaanite, the Perizzite, the Hivite, the Jebusite heard thereof, and they gathered themselves together to fight with Joshua and with Israel with one accord. And when the inhabitants of Gibeon heard what Joshua had done unto Jericho and Ai, they did work willingly, and went and made as if they had been ambassadors, and took old sacks upon their asses, and wine bottles old and bound up, and the old shoes and cloth upon their feet, and the old garments upon them, and all the bread of their provision was dry and mouldy. And they went to Joshua unto the camp of Gilgal, and said unto him and to the men of Israel, We be come after a far country now, therefore make ye a league with us. And the men of Israel said unto the Hivites, Peradventure ye dwell among us, and how shall we make it a league with you? And they said unto Joshua, We are the servants. And Joshua said unto them, Who are ye, and from whence come ye? And they said unto him, From a very far country thy servants are come, because of the name of the Lord thy God, For we have heard the fame of him and all that he did in Egypt, and all that he did to the two kings of the Amorites, and were beyond Jordan to Sihon, the king of Heshbon, and to the king of Bashan, which was at the Ashtaroth. Wherefore our elders and all the inhabitants of our country spake to us, saying, Take verticals with which you for the journey, and go to meet them, and say unto them, We are your servants, therefore now make ye a league with us. This is our bread we took hot for our provision out of our houses on the day we came forth to go unto you. But now, behold, it is dry and is moldy, and these bottles of wine which were filled were new, and behold, they are by rent, and these our garments and our shoes are become old by reason of the very long journey. And the men took off their victuals, and asked not counsel at the mouth of the Lord. And Joshua made peace with them, and made a league with them, to let them live, and the princes of the congregation will swear unto them. And it came to pass at the end of the 3 days, after they had made a league with them, that they heard that they were their neighbors, and that they dwelt among them. And the children of Israel journeyed, and came unto their cities on the 3rd day. Now their cities were Gibeon, and Shephariah, and Beeroth, and Kiriath Jearim. And the children of Israel smote them not, because the princes of the congregation had sworn unto them by the Lord God of Israel. And all the congregation murmured against the princes. But all the princes said unto all the congregation, We have sworn unto them by the Lord God of Israel. Now therefore we may not touch them. This we will do to them. We will even let them live, lest wrath be upon us, because of the oath which we swear unto them. And the princes said unto them, Let them live, but let them be hewers of wood and drawers of water unto all the congregation, as the princes had promised them. And Joshua called for them, and spake unto them, saying, Wherefore have ye beguiled us, saying, We are very far from you, when ye dwell among us? Now therefore ye are cursed, and there shall none of you be freed from being bondmen and hewers of the wood and drawers of the water for the house of my God. And they answered Joshua and said, Because it was certainly told thy servants how that the Lord thy God commanded his servants Moses to give you all of the land, and to destroy all the inhabitants of the land, and before you, therefore we were sore afraid of our lives because of you, and have done this thing. And now behold, we are in thine hand, as it seemed good and right unto thee to do unto us do. And so did he unto them, and delivered them out of the hand of the children of Israel, that they slew them not. And Joshua made them that day hewers of the wood and the drawers of the wood water for the congregation, for the altar of the Lord, even unto this day, in the place which he should choose. Chapter 10, verse 1. And now it came to pass, when Adazar I'm not good at pronouncing these names, bear with me, and I love reading the Bible, so it's not going to stop me if I'm keeping reading the Bible, so just putting that out there. Chapter 10, verse 1. Now it came to pass, when Adazar, king of Jerusalem, had heard how Joshua had taken, this is A-I, so it sounds like AI, but taken Ai and had utterly destroyed it, as he had done to Jericho and Ai king, so he had done to Ai and her king, and how the inhabitants of Gibeon had made peace with Israel and were among them, that they feared greatly, because Gibeon was a great city, as one of the royal cities, and because it was greater than Ai, and all the men therefore were mighty. And wherefore Adonizedek, king of Jerusalem, sent unto Oham, king of Hebron, and unto Piram, king of Jeramoth, and unto the Jephthah, king of Lachish, and unto Deborah, king of Eglon, saying, Come up unto me, and keep me, that we may smite Gibeon. For he hath made peace with Joshua and with the children of Israel. Therefore the 5 kings of the Amorites, the king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lachish, the king of Lagan, gathered themselves together and went up, they all their hosts, and encamped before Gibeon, and made war against it. And the men of Gibeon sent unto Joshua to the camp of Gilgal, saying, Slack not thy hand from thy servant, come up to us quickly, save us and help us, for all the kings of the Amorites that dwell in the mountains are gathered together against us. So Joshua ascended from Gilgal, he and all the people that of war went with him, and all the mighty men of valor. And the Lord said unto Joshua, Fear them not, for I have delivered them into thine hand. There shall not a man of them stand before thee. And Joshua therefore came unto them suddenly, and went up from Gilgal all night. And the Lord discomforted them before Israel, and slew them with a great slaughter of Gibeon, and chased them along the way that goeth up to Bethhoron, and smote them to Azekah, and unto Makkedah. And it came to pass, as they fled from before Israel, and were in the going down to Beth Horon, that the Lord cast down great stones from heaven upon the unto Azekah, and they died, and they were more which died with hailstones than they whom the children of Israel slew with the sword. Then spake Joshua to the Lord in that day, when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said unto the sight of Israel, Sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou, moon, in the valley of Ajalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and hasted not to go down upon a whole day. And there was no day like that before it or after it, that the Lord hearkened unto the voice of a man. For the Lord fought for Israel. And Joshua returned, and all Israel with him, to the camp to Gilgal. But these 5 kings fled, and hid themselves in a cave at Makkedah. And it was told Joshua, saying, The 5 kings are found hid in a cave at Makkedah. And Joshua said, Roll great stones upon the mouth of the cave, and set men by it for to keep them. And stay ye not, but pursue after your enemies, and smite the hindmost of them. Suffer them not to enter into the cities, for the Lord your God hath delivered them into your hand. And it came to pass, when Joshua and the children of Israel had made an end of slaying them with a very great slaughter, till they were consumed, that the rest which remained of them entered into fenced cities. And all the people returned to the camp to Joshua at Makkedah in peace. None moved his tongue against any of the children of Israel. Then said Joshua, Open the mouth of the cave, and bring out those 5 kings unto me out of the cave. And they did so, and brought forth those 5 kings unto him out of the cave, the king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lachish, and the king of Eglon. And it came to pass, when they brought out those kings unto Joshua, that Joshua called for all the men of Israel, said unto the captains of the men of war which went with him, Come near, put your feet upon the necks of those kings. And they came near, and put their feet upon the necks of them. And Joshua said unto them, Fear not, nor be dismayed. Be strong and of good courage, for thus shall the Lord do to all your enemies against whom you fight. And afterward Joshua smote them, and slew them, and hanged them on 5 trees. And they were hanged upon the trees until the evening. And it came to pass at the time of the going down of the sun, that Joshua commanded, and they took them down of the trees, and cast them into the cave wherein they had been hid, and laid great stones in the caves. In the cave's mouth, which remain until this very day. And that day Joshua took Mattacadai, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and the king thereof. He utterly destroyed them, and all the souls that were within. He let none remain, and he did the king of Mattacah as he did unto the king of Jericho. Then Joshua passed from Maccadai and all Israel with him until Lebanon, and fought against Lebanon. And the Lord delivered it also, and the king thereof into the hand of Israel, and he smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls that were therein. He let none remain in it, but did unto the king thereof as he did unto the king of Jericho. And Joshua passed from Libnah and all the Israel with him until the Lachish, and encamped against it, and fought against it. And the Lord delivered Lachish into the hand of Israel, which took it on the second day, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls that were therein, according to all that he had done to Libnah. Then Horam, king of Gezer, came up to help Lachish, and Joshua smote him and his people until he had left him none remaining. And from Lachish Joshua passed unto Eglon, and all the Israel with him, and they encamped against it, and fought against it. And they took it on that day, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls that were therein. He utterly destroyed that day, according to all that he had done to Lachish. And Joshua went up from Eglon, and all Israel with him, unto Hebron, and they fought against it, and they took it, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and the king thereof, and all the cities thereof, and all the souls that were therein. He had left none remaining, according to all that he had done to Eglon, but destroyed it utterly, and all the souls that were therein. And Joshua returned, and all Israel with him, to Debri, and fought against it. And he took it, and the king thereof, and all the cities thereof, and they smote them with the edge of the sword, and utterly destroyed all the souls that were therein. He left none remaining, as he had done to Hebron. So he did to Debar, and to the king thereof, as he had done also to Libnah, and to her king. So Joshua smote all the country of the hills, and the south, and of the vale, and of the springs, and all their kings. He left none remaining, but utterly destroyed all that breathed, as the Lord God of Israel commanded. And Joshua smote them from Kadesh Barnea even unto Gazer, and all the country of Goshen even unto Gibeon. And all these kings and their land did Joshua take at one time, because the Lord God of Israel fought for Israel. And Joshua returned, and all the Israel with him, unto the camp to Gilgal. Chapter 11, verse 1. And it came to pass, when Jeroboam king of Hazorah had heard these things, that he sent to Joab king of Madon, and to the king of Sharon, and the king of Arshaph, and the kings that were on the north of the mountains and of the plain south of Sharonath, and the valley and of the borders of Dora on the west, and to the Canaanite on the east and the west, and to the Amorite, and to the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Jebusite in the mountains, and to the Hivite under Hermon in the land of Misiph. And they went out, they and all their hosts with them, much people, even as the sand that is upon the sea shore, and multitude with horses and chariots, very many. And when all these kings were met together, they came and pitched together at the waters of Merom to fight against Israel. And the Lord said unto Joshua, Be not afraid because of them, for tomorrow about this time will I deliver them up all slain before Israel. Thou shalt hew their horses and burn their chariots with fire. So Joshua came, and all the people of war with him, against them by the waters of Merom suddenly, and they fell upon them. And the Lord delivered them into the hand of Israel, who smote them and chased them into great Zidon, and unto Mesophothraim, and into the valley of Mizpeh eastward, and they smote them until they left them none remaining. And Joshua did unto them as the Lord had bade him. He off their horses and burnt their chariots with fire. And Joshua at that time turned back and took Hazor, and smote the king thereof with the sword, for Hazor before time was the head of all their kingdoms. And they smote all the souls that were therein with the edge of the sword, utterly destroying them. There was not any left to breathe, and he burnt Hazor with fire. And all the cities of those kings, and all the kings of them, did Joshua take and smote them with the edge of the sword, and he utterly destroyed them, as Moses the servant of the Lord commanded. But as for the cities that stood still in the strength, Israel burnt none of them, save Azar only, that did Joshua burn. And all the spoil of these cities, and the cattle of the children of Israel, took for a prey unto thyself, but every man they smote with the edge of thy sword, until they had destroyed them. Neither left they any to breathe, as the Lord commanded Moses his servant. So did Moses command Joshua, and so did Joshua. He left nothing under of all that the Lord commanded Moses. So Joshua took all that land, the hills and the south country, and all the land of Goshen, and the valley and the plain, and the mountain of Israel, and the valley of the same, even from the Mount Halak that goeth upon up to Sarai, even unto Belegad, in the valley of Lebanon, under Mount Hermon, and all their kings. He took and smote them and slew them. Joshua made a war a long time with all these kings. There was not a city that made peace with the children of Israel, save the Havites and the inhabitants of Gibeon. All other they took in battle, for it was of the Lord to burden their hearts that they should come against Israel in battle, that he might destroy them utterly, and that they might have no favor, but that he might destroy them, as the Lord commanded Moses. And at that time came Joshua and cut off the Hyrcanians from the mountains, from Hebron, from Debar, from Abnob, and from all the mountains of Judah, and from all the mountains of Israel. Joshua destroyed them utterly with their cities. There was none of the Hyrcanians that left the land of the children of Israel, only in Gaza, in Gath, and in Ashdod there remained. So Joshua took the whole land, according to all that the Lord said unto Moses, and Joshua gave it for the inheritance unto Israel, according to their divisions by their tribes, and their land rested from war. Chapter 12, verse 1. Now these are the kings of the land which the children of Israel were smote, and possessed their land on the other side of Jordan, toward the rising of the sun, from the river Arnon unto Mount Aramon, and all the plain of the east. Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt in the Heshbon, and ruled from Gerar, which is upon the bank of the river, and from the middle of the river, and from half Gilead, even unto the river of Jabbok, which is the border of the children of Ammon, and from the plain to the sea of Chanaroth on the east, and into the sea of the plain, even the salt sea on the east of the way Bashir-Shemoth, and from the south under Ashdoth Pisgah, Ashdoth Pisgah, and the coast of Og, king of Bashan, which was a remnant of the giants that dwelt at Ashtaroth and Edrei, and reigned in Mount Hermon, and in the Sekah, and all the Bashan, unto the border of the Geshurites, and the Mashurites, and the half Gilead, and the border of Sherhan, king of Heshbon. Them did Moses the servant of the Lord and the children of Israel smite. And Moses the servant of the Lord gave it for a possession unto the Remonites and the Gileads and the half tribe of Manasseh. And these are the kings of the country which Joshua and the children of Israel smote on the side Jordan, on the west from Belegad, in the valley of Lebanon, even unto the mount of Halak, that goeth up to Sarai, which Joshua gave unto the tribes of Israel for a possession according to their divisions, in the mountains and in the valleys, and in the plains, and in the springs, and in the wilderness, and in the south country, the Hittites, the Amorites, and the Canaanites, the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, the king of Jericho, one, the king of Ai, which is beside Bethel, one, the king of Jerusalem, 1. The king of Hebron, 1. The king of Jeremoth, 1. The king of Lachish, 1. The king of Lagan, 1. The king of Gershar, 1. The king of Dabar, 1. The king of Gardar, 1. The king of Harmal, 1. The king of Hadara, 1. The king of Lavana, 1. The king of Adullam, 1. The king of Medekadai, 1. The king of Bethel, 1. The king of Toporai, 1. The king of Herperhar, 1. The king of Hebek, 1. The king of Lasharon, 1. The king of Madon, 1. The king of Hazar, 1. The king of Sharon, Miran, 1. The king of Harsharaph, 1. The king of Taranak, 1. The king of Medarando, 1. The king of Kadesh, 1. The king of Joneam of Carmel, 1. The king of Dor in the coast of Dor, 1. The king of the nations of Galilee, 1. The king of Tarazariah, 1. All the kings 30 and 1. Chapter 13, verse 1. Now Joshua was old and stricken in years, and the Lord said unto him, Thou art old and stricken in years, and there remaineth yet very much land to be possessed. This is the land that yet remaineth, all the borders of the Philistines, and all the Gershuri from Shihor, which is before the Egypt, even unto the borders of Ilkron, northward, which is counted to the Canaanite, 5 lords of the Philistines, and the Gashurites, and the Ashtarotites, and the Kashkaralanites, the Gathites, and the Ekronites, also the Havarites, from the south all the land of the Canaanites, and Merari. This is beside the Sidonians unto Ephek, to the borders of the Amorites, and the land of the Gibeonites, and all Lebanon toward the sun rising from Baalgad unto the Mount Hermon, unto the entering into Hamath. All the inhabitants of the hill country from Lebanon unto Mizraphoth Mahim, and all the Sidonians, them will I drive out from before the children of Israel. Only divide thou it by lot unto the Israelites for an inheritance, as I have commanded thee. And now therefore divide this land for an inheritance unto thine 9 tribes, and the half tribe of Manasseh, with whom the Reubenites and the Gadites have received their inheritance which Moses gave them beyond Jordan eastward, even as Moses the servant of the Lord gave them from Horiah, that is upon this bank of the river Haranon, and the city that is in the midst of the river, and all the plain of Merodeba unto Dagon, and all the cities of Sihon, king of the Hemorites, which reigned in Heshbon, unto the border of the children of Hammon, and the Gilead, and the border of the Geshurites, and Masherites, and all of Mount Hermon, and all the Bashan unto Shalkiah, all the kingdom of Og in Bashan, which reigned in Ashtaroth, and in Edrei, who remained of the remnant of the giants, for these did Moses smite and cast them out. Nevertheless, the children of Israel expelled not the Geshurites, nor the Meshetharites, but the Geshurites. And the Meshetharites dwell among the Israelites unto this day. Only unto the tribes of Levi he gave none inheritance. The sacrifice of the Lord God of Israel made by fire are their inheritance, as he said unto them. And Moses gave unto the tribe of the children of Reuben inheritance according to their families. And their coast was from Aroer, that is on the bank of the river. And their coast was from Ara, that is on the bank of the river, Anaron, and the city that is in the midst of the river, and all the plain by Medeba, Hashbon, and all her cities that are in the plain, Diabon, and Mathabel, and Methabelamon, and Jahazah, and Kedamath, and Methath, and Kirjathim, and Sihma, and Zareth, Sarah, and the Mount of Galilee, and Beth-Peor, and Ashdod, Visca, and Beth-Jesholamoth, and all the cities of plain, and all the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, which reigned in Heshbon, whom Moses smote with the princes of Midian, Evi, and Rekem, and Zuar, and Hur, and Reba, which were dukes of Sihon, dwelling in the city. Balaam, also the son of Beor, the soothsayer, did the children of Israel slay with the sword among them that were slain by them. And the border of the children of Reuben was Jordan, and the border of thereof, that this was the inheritance of the children of Reuben after their families in the cities and the village thereof. And Moses gave inheritance unto the tribe of Gad, even unto the children of Gad, according to their families, and their coast was Jazer, and the cities of Gilead, and half the land of children of Ammon, unto the Arah that is before Rabbah, and from the Heshbon unto Ramah this fifth, and Bethhonim, and Bethlehem, and from Mahanaim unto the border of Debri, and in the valley of Bethram, and Bethreah, and Zekath, and Zephon, the rest of the kingdom of Sihon, king of Heshbon, Jordan and his border, even unto the edge of the sea, Chinnereth, on the other side, Jordan is eastward. This is the inheritance of the children of Gad, after their families, their cities, and their villages. And Moses gave inheritance to the half tribe of Manasseh, and this was in possession of the half tribe of the children of Manasseh by their families, and their coast was from Manasseh, all Bashan, all the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, and all the towns of Jair, which are in Bashan, 80 cities, and half of Gilead, and Ashtaroth, and Adriah, cities of the kingdom of Og in Bashan, were pertaining unto the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, even to the one half of the children of Machir, by their families. And these are these countries which Moses did distribute for inheritance in the plains of Moab, on the other side of Jordan, by Jericho, Israel. That's my dog. This is the inheritance of the children of Gad after the families of the cities of the village.